I'm ready, mate.
Okay, can we hold it?
What's up, mate? Wipe your nose, mate.
Wipe your nose. Why was that something
Wipe his
that
nose.
came to mind?
Wipe his nose.
All right, here we go. Y'all ready?
You are now tuned into the LIQ podcast.
Yeah! You're now tuned into the LIQ podcast. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. Today we got a special guest in the building. And I ain't talking about the guest because we got two guests in the building. I got my best friend in the building. He's man, this dude has known me since I was like 15. I could honestly say he's the first dude to come up to me and be like, yo, you got talent in you.
It's been a while.
And like, yeah, this is my guy. He's been my guy from day one. We had so many good conversations in his backyard, and I'm like, bro, you need to do this with me. Like, we got to knock this out. And not only is he fly and all that good stuff, he got a little Euro in him. So he's from London by way of plane.
Yeah, by way of plane, mate. Yeah, definitely didn't swim here.
Yeah, for real. By way of plane. And now he's here, and we have him as our co-host. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Vogue. Yeah, big clap vibes.
Mate,
Look at it.
It's been a long time coming.
How you feeling, boy?
Mate, I feel good, yeah. I'm looking forward to this, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, talking about fashion, talking about style.
All that good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, well, today, bruh, we had, like, when I wanted to kick it off, right, we took a minute to get things right from the first drop we did and all that good stuff, and I had to just pause on everything. And now that we're here, like, I'm like, if I come, I got to come strong, I got to come popping, and I got to get a female that's going to talk this shit. Like, I got to. I already know how she moves on the gram.
Is that the guest we've got
today? Yeah, we got it today. She's here, big ready. And like, this is the thing.
God.
She's worked with Fatt, Trel, IDK, Young Gleesh, Lauren Shane, Wifi's Funeral, Gunna, Azalea Banks, Polo G, Warhol, SS, Uno the Activist, Fat Boy, Lola Monroe. I'm getting tired with my breath. She worked with everybody. Lil Debbie and Christian Combs. Her work you can see in Vogue. It's been up there, right?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Finessa Williamz, a.k.a. JR. She's in the building.
Hey. I feel like everyone that's like clapping right now is dead.
Why you say that?
Because like I watched something where they said like all of the recordings of people like clapping and screaming, like saying,
oh, that's crazy. They did
they're so old, they're like stock, so like they're all dead essentially.
Yeah,
so it's like,
crazy.
wow, all my dead friends are clapping for me.
Shout out to the
Shout
dead
out to
homies.
them. Shout out to the dead
I wish I
homies.
had a 40 right now. Yeah, don't pour on my carpet though.
I
That shit
will
brand
not
new.
do that, but yes.
Right. So look, what we wanted to do is make this like an not just an interview like podcast. We want to get to know how you think, how you work, all that good stuff, what makes you tick. So what we're gonna do is go over a few like trending topics, play some videos.
Okay.
And then we'll just dialogue and share our opinions on them and all that good shit. So all right, let's go ahead and run the first
I don't
video.
know. Okay, cool. Let's do this. This is hilarious.
Damn, you fucking your shit up. Damn.
I think I know where this Popeyes is. Just kidding. All the Popeyes, that's where they Are they fighting over bitches? So this happened on Sunday.
Apparently, her homie was in the video. Her homie was in the car or the back seat. Yeah.
Okay. That's me.
Look at
I'm totally
somebody
her.
that got their sandwiches just eating already. Like,
Yeah, I'm her in this video. Totally her. Okay, is this in Los Angeles? Because I swear I've been to this Popeyes before. This is the one over there by the airport.
yeah.
On La Brea.
I have no idea the location of this. I seen
Hey,
this.
let me
I
tell you
seen this on
something.
the
It's
web.
ratchet.
This is
It's so
terrible,
ratchet
mate.
over there that they have like a whole glass thing, like covering like the, like you can't touch.
Like it's a bank type
Yeah.
shit. Yeah.
Bank, like the Popeyes is bank. That's when I knew I was like, oh, I'm in the hood over here.
That's
y'all.
crazy. So, have you tried the sandwich yet?
I don't eat meat.
You don't eat meat.
No, I don't
Why?
eat meat.
Are you like a super strict vegan? Because it gets complicated.
No. I'm one of those that
pescatarians and all this Aryans and all that craziness.
I'll pick like if someone has pepperoni pizza and that's all there is, like I'll pick the pepperoni off it and just eat it like that. I know there's some people that are like super picky, like I don't want nothing to touch. But I'm not like, I wasn't like raised as a vegetarian. Like I just
switched it up.
Yeah, like probably like 4 years ago.
Okay, so what are you eating right now?
This right here is an Impossible Burger.
Oh my God! Hey.
That I am like obsessed with, and I feel like every vegetarian is like, this is crack to us because it's like you can actually eat it. It tastes like meat.
Can I tell you something though? I just seen this post that T.I. was talking about on some podcast. I don't know if it was his or it was somebody else, but they were saying that the Impossible Burger has like human parts in it. I don't mean to mess up your meal mid bite, but I heard that's what they were talking about. I'll send you the link.
Alex Jones about that, wasn't he?
I don't know who it was. Yeah. There's like human flesh in there. That yeah. And all my homies from Jersey, like when they come here, they go to Fat Burger. Yo, take me to Fat Burger. I need to go Fat Burger. And I'm like, I bet, yeah, cool. I never tried it because I'm like, I just need like bacon and cheese, and I'm good. You feel me? Like I'm a meat eater. Pause. But like, yeah,
does that come from a test tube or something? Like, how do they make?
I don't know. I just know this.
Meat
I know
like
the
meat.
Hemoglobin from. Okay, I might be saying the words wrong. I don't know. This is what people.
Blood.
This is what I heard. Right. Something about a hemoglobin extract from the plant, and that's what makes the thing look like it's bleeding. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you the link. I feel like you should do some research on that because everybody thinking they're making a healthy choice and they're Hannibal Lecter low key.
Well, everyone, we taste good. I'm safe to say we taste good.
She was selling it to me before we got started. Like she was doing a full-on commercial.
Yeah, and it's amazing.
Are you endorsed by this company by any chance?
Not yet.
Not yet.
But Burger King,
we up there. All right, let's
have it your way.
Fine. Let's play the next clip. Let's see what we talking about.
Legit, like our clothes could be in the museum, not based off it's attached to us. It's like legit. We have museum pieces, bro. What's up with that vintage shit? I ain't buying no. Bro, what are y'all niggas always talking about? Something? What's up that used shit? Y'all use like used. You don't even. Yo, bro.
Sir, excuse me.
Nigga, we are literally wearing art pieces, bro.
This shit should be framed.
Like legit. You can frame my clothes with or without me attached to it. We just added value because I wore it. Yeah. You feel me? But besides, like
the fashion and being in fashion and all this good stuff, how do you feel about that? About clothes being art pieces and like, because I feel like as of recently, I've now accepted that. Like, like I literally made these pants. I was like, oh, she's coming. I gotta wear my fire pants. I'm like, yo, I gotta stand out. But like, I see things as pieces now. I just like I can't wear regular jeans no more. You feel me? And I want to know how you feel about clothes and all that good stuff.
Well, I guess to piggyback what Ian was saying, I eventually do plan to like not donate, but like donate my clothes to a museum and then like have it as a tax write-off because I'm doing a service for the people.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because my clothes are archives. Like, you know, I feel like now with the internet and stuff, it's made it easier for people to like, you know, learn about, you know, other designers and like the history of it. So now in this day and age, like people are more hip to like an archive or what an archive is. But before, when like the ASAP Rockies, the Ians, like the people that I would say is part of like my generation in this fashion industry, we were already doing this hunting. Like all the thrift finds, like all that stuff, like we were already going on hunts, but these are hunts that we're going off of literally off of research, you know? So for me, like the respect for that generation of fashion, like it's a different, like we see more eye to eye because you were already hunting for it before there was Instagram. You know, like before there was social media, where now you have all these archive pages that are like. I
didn't know how serious archives were until I did recently. I did some video for Those Who Sin, and they did like a jacket for Little Peep and stuff like that. And now that piece is they're gonna do like I think like a drop of a bunch of archive pieces. Yeah. But because it's attached to that, like the.
And I also feel like people are also throwing the archive word around a lot too. Like this is someone that they said they did something for a little peep. Like, there's no, like, I guess I get it. It's your archive, but like that means you've only been around for like 2 or 4 years.
So who
like,
gets to decide?
Well, a vintage piece, you know, after 7 years, that's what makes it a vintage, right? Like,
who decided the time frame though? Because that's what I'm struggling with, right? Is like you've got these like gatekeepers that decide what's cool and what's not cool, right?
Well, the tastemakers, of course.
Tastemakers, right? But then typically these styles and these new trends come out of like subcultures, right?
Yeah, they're all like trickled down.
It doesn't, like, it's very organic, right? But then people get to decide what's cool and what's not cool.
Well, I would say the trendy people are the ones that are like getting like the trendy parts of these subcultures and making it like the trend shit. And it's like when it's like, ugh. Like, for example, like, actually, here's a good example. Vivienne Westwood, okay? Vivienne Westwood, she's like a punk rock, like, you know her for like being punk and stuff. And like now you're starting to see a lot of that come back, you know, like the bondage
well,
pants,
history repeats itself.
Right.
And I feel like as history repeats itself, we just put our own versions and spin on it.
Right.
You feel me? And for me, as an artist, I see things as now as like I have to create with everything that's around me. And so whatever I take, like I have to put my spin on it, and then it becomes one of my pieces. So,
for example, like now being like a punk and like having bondage pants and like the pants that connect, the zippers and stuff, like that's a trendy thing now to have cool pants like that.
Right.
But like if you were already into like bondage pants and like Malcolm McLaren and like Vivienne Westwood, then like that's already your thing. And that's like a subculture. Like there's a whole niche of people that dress like that. Same thing with like Helmut Lang, Rick Owens. Like you always have your niche of people that like always dress like that. If you go to Rick Owens, you know, or if you know someone that wears Rick Owens, they smell like Santal 33, Le Labo. Like it's just part of your lifestyle. Yeah. And I feel like that's something, a lesson that I learned like when I first went to Japan. The first time I ever went to Japan, I went with Maid. I had went with Made Gold, which is like the denim line that I like was an ambassador for at the time, and we were doing like appearances in Ginza, S Nation, like Barney's and stuff like that, because that's like when we had the line was in like stores. And what I really like took back was the whole experience of like shopping in Japan. It's very different from here. Like here, I mean, in Hollywood, it's a little bit, you kind of see it just because of the way that they segregate everyone. But if you go to like New York and stuff, it's like a mixing bowl. So like you'll see people wearing like sweatpants, flip-flops, like in Saks and in Barney's. And it's like, you're about to shop for luxury goods. Like, why are you in here looking like you just rolled out of bed, you know?
Because they got the bread for it. Yeah.
But
but at the same time, how do you? That's not like how. Where's your value for yourself?
But that's where my problem lies, right? Because there was a certain period of time where that was perfectly acceptable, right? Like that was the trend to dress like that and go into high-end fashion stores. But then who gets to decide that that's no longer fashionable? That's my problem. Yeah. Like I was wearing my overalls the other day, right? I've had them for 20 years. Yeah. And like. Right now, is it fashionable to do
and it? See, that's the thing.
I think that's like the way you dress. Like if that's like the way you dress and like that's the thing, then like that's how it is. Like I don't really think like someone to say like overalls aren't cool, but because if you're a person that's into denim and you do like the raw denim, like savage stuff, like I'm gonna assume like okay, that's your vibe.
They own it. That's his thing.
Yeah, because if you go to a Kingpins, which is like a denim trade show, everyone is in there wearing overalls and stuff, and that's just like part of your culture. That's crazy. And so back to what I was saying about shopping in Japan, the way like if you go to Shibuya or something like 109, this is mall, right? And in this mall, Shibuya 109, they literally have like all the stores are like open boutiques, but like every section is its own subculture. Oh, so you have like the goth store, and like even the workers there, like you can tell like they really like down like their whole shit.
It's like
them. Their nails, like it's their thing. Then you have
just
like
didn't get hired.
No, like they have like the people that work there obviously, and then you have the Lolitas, and then the Lolitas all look like little Lolitas, and then you have like another store called like Baby Shoop, and it's like the Japanese people that are into like the hip hop culture. So the workers there have cornrows, they have like puffed out fros, like they literally cater to each like every culture, subculture. And because like y'all understand, Japanese people, like they're good at everything. Like I be feeling like Gwen Stefani when she first caught Japan and was like, oh my God, Harajuku girls, I love them. I just want them to be around me all the time because they're so inspiring. But it's because they really know their shit. Like they learn everything down to like everything, like who made it, what thread, like where.
I had a homie named Kenneth that was Japanese. I sat next to him all through junior high. Yeah, that was.
But
my
like
God.
you know, they really like it's like, so they learn so much about this, you know, whatever it is that they like, that it's like, even if you're part of that culture, you can't tell me shit because I know everything.
Yeah.
And like that's when I realized, like, damn, okay, so if I'm gonna be in this fashion shit, then like this is what I need to know. I need to be able to know who the fuck is the Antwerp chicks. Like I need to know.
Like honestly,
you know,
you're running circles around me with names you're dropping right now, like crazy. I'm like, yo, I could tell it's in you. You feel me? Because from the outside, like we just see it. We scroll, we double tap. Oh, that looks fire. That don't. You feel me?
Yeah.
And now everything you're talking about is like actually what you're living because of like how it sounds like to the outside ear, because I'm not in your industry.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, she knows her shit. Like, all right, I believe you. You're in the culture. That shit fire. But let's move on to the last one and then we'll keep it going. Let's go on to the next one. So you put this on your story. So I wanted to take your take on this and break it down. Read it for me.
I said, how long it takes for someone to make up for bullshit? Because I'd love to know.
So let us know what you meant. And
so
let us know what you feel.
What I meant by that was like, all right, when someone like does some bullshit and they're like, oh, I'm going to make it up to you. Like, don't worry. Like, I'm going to make it up to you, which okay, if you're already telling me like, I'm going to make it up to you, don't worry. It's over my head.
Yeah.
But then, like, if it's someone that you actually like, and it was like, I was rooting for you.
Yeah.
That's when it's like,
okay, but I feel like this.
When do I hold you accountable?
No, but see, this is the thing, though. This is the thing. I feel like because your feelings are involved, that time is shorter. But if it was for somebody on some bullshit, like, you're like, oh, you got to take forever. And then you just drag niggas through the line. Like, that's crazy. Girls do that like crazy.
What?
They forgive people mad quick or like on some bullshit. Like, oh, okay.
You know what's crazy? Yeah. I think what scares guys is that, like, usually when it's some bullshit, I just note it and I act like nothing happened.
Yeah.
And
you keep it pushing?
I just keep it player. I keep it player. And
that's crazy.
So they be like, what's going on? Like, something's not right. Because I'm just like, okay, whatever. Like, because I go into things like already expecting the bullshit. Yeah. Especially with dudes, like I'm coming expecting the bullshit, like
that's
everything, because it is what it is.
That's a real shame.
Listen, it's 2020. Like,
right.
It is what it is. Like, honestly, I think my parents are
you
like.
You should go to
like,
one of Kanye's concerts. They're
no,
guys
it's cool. I'll go to my dad's Christian resort and figure it out there. But like, literally, like, it's just it's all bad. Like, I had a poll on my Instagram.
So wait. So how long does it take?
I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out.
Okay, so let me say this. Let's say if you don't have feelings.
Okay.
Right? For the person, right? How long does it take? Like, what are the hoops and bounds you're gonna actually, like, okay, if that happens, then it's,
you know what, it shouldn't like take long, like, make up for this shit. Like, it's not that hard. Usually what it is with me, it's like communication. And that's literally the only issue. I never asked, like,
so what do you usually
I'm an independent
get? What do
person.
you usually get when it comes to something like the bullshit? Like, what's the
when someone's not communicating, when someone's not communicating, right? And all I'm asking is for you to communicate. That's it. And then when you do decide to communicate, you're just giving me this list of excuses as to why the bullshit. It's like, I don't need to hear the excuses. Yeah. Just it's cool.
Just fix the shit.
Are you looking to get married? Is that what's happening here?
Am I married?
Are you looking to get married? Because that sounds like a serious relationship. Communication.
Yeah, no, but you know what's crazy? I'm just starting to realize that communication is like something serious for people to do.
Yeah,
like,
it's huge.
Yeah, it really is. And I feel like,
or at least for guys, like I really honestly, like, I've never had an issue. And I think this is my thing, is like, and I always tell guys this, like, listen, I've had my dad in my entire life, right? So my dad's, so I know what it is for a man that actually cares about you to communicate. I know what it is. So this little half-ass shit, like, I'm not with the shit. Like,
so
you're
that's
either
a
gonna
red
communicate.
Flag for you then, is it?
Oh, 1000%. Because like I said, my father.
Yeah, but see, all that, like, listen, I feel like girls are drawn to all the shit they don't like. I feel like you get what I'm saying. That's how I feel.
Really? Because
no, because look,
okay,
look,
the guys that I talk to are. You're absolutely right. They're cool.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's not true. They're not the total opposite.
You
of me.
end up with
They're
everything
not
you
the total
don't want,
opposite
and
of
you
me.
constantly make that same choice. But that's by nature. Like that
Then,
happens.
So basically, I'm attracting everything that I shouldn't be dealing with.
That's how I feel. Like, and it's crazy because dudes go out knowing that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I gotta be a jerk. No girl's gonna be if somebody's just actually doing what you want. Like, I love you, I this, I that. It's like,
No,
he don't got no backbone. On to the next nigga. Like, let's
because
go.
if a nigga's telling me he loves me and it's like our second or first date, like my nigga, what are you talking about?
No, I'm not talking about love. I'm not
Don't
talking
say-
about love.
stop-
I'm not
stop
talking about
trying
love.
to
No,
tell
I'm
me-
not talking about love. I'm talking about
quite
just
scary,
I'm just
actually.
talking about hey, I have a homie that
You
will
see
move.
what I'm saying?
No, I have
It's a little bit
homie.
scary.
I have a homie that will
I
move
went
in with
through
you.
that.
I have a homie that will move in with you if it feels right. Like right now, like he's just ready to jump in the crib. He want a family now, but nobody want him. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
No,
I
but
can't
listen.
do that.
No, but listen. So like, man, I forgot my whole point. My homie threw me off.
It's about communication. We're
it's
talking about communication.
Communication. And my thing is this: if somebody gave you everything you actually wanted, you would be over it so quick. You'd be over it so quick.
No, because it wasn't.
Yeah,
Okay,
I've seen it happen.
This,
I've seen it. It happened to my homie. I seen it like they're like, yo, ain't got no backbone. Old girl went on to the next dude. Like, let me find somebody else to do got a backbone.
Was gonna be the guy, right? And
So are you at a point where you're ready to settle down?
That's the thing. It's a stage thing, right?
Okay. So I wouldn't say settle down because I'm a Libra. So
Keep
I love.
talking about-
Yeah, I wouldn't say settle down because I'm a Libra and we love our options.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say settle down, but I
So
would.
when you
I
go
would
in
like
a-
to start
okay,
building
so you're
with
not
someone.
giving. Okay, so when you dive in with somebody, you're not giving 100, right? Because it's like that's full on relationship.
Oh, I give
So-
100% with anything, like even a friendship.
So,
like
okay, no.
whatever.
Okay, so you start talking, and this is your second date or whatever. Like you're 100. You're investing 100%. I'm not saying you being 100. I'm saying investing 100% as if you were in a real relationship.
Well, yeah, because even for you to get to a second date with me,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
like you know what
yeah.
I'm saying, like even to get a first date with me,
Yeah.
Usually guys don't get dates with me. You don't get no dates.
But is
don't
dates
have
a real
dates.
thing nowadays? I feel like nobody really like. It's
just-
more of like.
DM, didn't they?
No, there's still dates. I had a thing going when every Sunday I had to go on a date, or else I was like, what am I doing? Like I would literally go every Sunday on a date. Like either I'm going to brunch with a dude, I'm going to movies. Like that was my thing. My Sundays was
With the
for
same
me to
gentleman?
go. No, of course
Oh.
not. It's a date.
Of course not.
I'm
It's
not
a date. We're
hooking
trying
up with
things
these
out.
guys. We're just dating.
Yeah. So you speed dating out here, and these dudes is over here thinking that what
They're in love.
Yeah.
They're not thinking
They
anything.
got the
at
fashionista,
that
like-
time, I'm just dating to go to the movies and get
Yeah.
dinner. You know what I'm saying? Like that was just like that time because I'm a
But is that a
foodie.
date if you're just kicking it with somebody? Like,
Yeah.
as far as like,
They thought it was a date, but I knew I'm just
yeah, that's what
enjoying
I'm
this
saying.
movie.
That's not.
and this dinner.
And that's why they don't want to communicate because of things like that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, as a dude, we understand that. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's like I'm not about to pay for all this meal. Like,
You were
Okay,
right.
but let me tell you
Yeah,
something.
like,
Let me
that's
tell you
what I'm
something.
saying.
Hold on. This is where niggas be getting it fucked
Wow.
up because they think like they doing so much because they pay for your food, and it's like, dude, I'd have to pay for my food regardless of whether you here or not.
I'll be like, let's do that.
So,
I'll be like, let's do that. You with it?
so like, I hate
Yeah.
when guys try to like weigh like every time you're around me, you don't gotta pay for nothing. Da-da-da-da. I'm like, okay,
Nah,
but every time,
time you're around me,
we
I hope you touch that wallet. Please. Show me you love me. Show
Yeah,
me you
see, I
feel
can't-
away.
Okay, the
Yeah.
only time I touch my wallet is if I believe in the guy. Like if I believe in you and I genuinely believe in you, like and I see what you doing, like and I see what you're doing and like I you know what I'm saying, like I'm going to my wallet because I know, okay, whatever, like if I know, like for example, when I was working at the strip club
Yeah.
and I was dating this guy, I can't even say what. All right, so I was dating this guy who, damn, I can't even say that because then it's gonna give it away. Hold on. Okay, so I was dating this guy and something needed to get made or whatever, and like I was just like, well, I just knew that every night, I get money every night. I'm working at the strip club,
Yeah.
and I knew that he doesn't get bread until whatever comes out. Like if his thing comes out, like you know what I'm saying, like
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah,
then like
yeah.
he'll get bread. So like that's kind of like me as a partner where I'm like, bro, don't like, no, I got this. Like, I'm paying all our food. Like, I'm like, you know, paying everything because I know I'm getting paid at the end of the night. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna hold it down. And I know eventually you're gonna be, and like now he doesn't let me pay for nothing. And at all, you know what I'm saying?
Because
like
you held
at
him
all,
down?
Because I held him down.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
what? Like I'm talking about, he bought me Margiela. Like
Yeah.
you know, because at the time, like I really even to this
So
day,
you guys
I
rocked with
still
each other
believe
on a
him.
big mutual level.
Period.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
to this day, like I be telling people like that's my soulmate. Like,
Yeah,
you know
but
what
I
I'm
feel
saying?
like
we did shrooms
okay, but
and
see,
we really
yeah, but see, like, and that's what I'm saying. I feel like there's levels to it, and there's like,
yeah.
there's homies, there's friends,
But he
and there's
ain't
all-
shit either. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like
Yeah, they all ain't shit.
niggas
That's
ain't
funny as
shit.
hell. All right.
That's just the moral of the story at
All right,
this
so
point. Like,
let's talk.
That's very unfortunate.
Let's talk a little bit about your journey into fashion. So, how did you make your way into like the position you're in, and what position are you in? Like, what would be your actual title?
well, artist,
Yeah.
artiste.
Yeah.
But
So, so you don't go by like you're a stylist?
no, I'm not no more.
Yeah.
So basically, what happened was, okay, so I started as production. So I started behind the scenes. So I did styling because people would just like literally just be like, oh, what do you do? And I had got my first chance with like a local artist named Tabby Benet, and he actually lives here in Los Angeles now. And like has stuff like with Wiz Khalifa, like he's dope. So shout out to Tabby. And he gave me my first try. He was just like, well, actually, this is crazy. So I went to the music video set with this girl at the time that was like my homegirl. She was like, just come. And at the same time, it was Fashion Week. So I had brought like all my clothes with me because from DC, I was in Virginia. I went to school in Petersburg. I went to Virginia State University. So I drove 2 hours to DC to be on set. And then from there, I was going to continue to New York to be there for a week for Fashion Week. This was 2012. And she's like, just come, don't worry, I'm blah, blah. So I guess like she goes and she shows the directors like the clothes that she brought, and they're just like, we hate it, don't like it, whatever. So she calls me and she's like, can you come and like bring your suitcase? Like I just want to like see something real quick.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay. So I go, whatever, like we're on set, and then like she falls asleep. The girl falls asleep.
Your homegirl that was asking you for,
yeah.
Okay.
The stylist.
Yeah.
The girl falls asleep, and since she falls asleep, I'm like, well, fuck it, I guess I'll do
let's
this.
put
So
it together.
I just
So
started
you
like,
did it
because it's
yourself.
my clothes, you know. So
hey, real quick. I met her when she was styling for Kappa. I was shooting the video for
Yeah.
them.
Oh, nice.
She was on Kappa, and her energy was coming out crazy. She was like putting it together, and she's like, yo, honestly, I just need to rock this shit. She ended up just putting it on. She's like, I know how to do it. I'm putting it together. Boom. She just hopped in. Yeah, in front of the picture. I mean, in front of the frame, all of it. I was like, yo, okay, she's
I ended
popping.
up being part of the campaign too, you know.
Yeah. She was really putting it together, and I seen it happen in real time, and I was like, that's tight. She's dope. I got it. I gotta
thank
stay
you, I
connected.
appreciate
That's
that.
fine.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so where would you say your style comes from?
Okay, my style directly comes from like the 90s, like growing up seeing fashions on TV and like fashions that like I used to research that I couldn't afford because I'm in Virginia, you know. So like it's not like when you're in New York, like I always tell like my friends that are from New York, like you guys are lucky because when you're walking around, like you get to see a Tom Ford building, a Chanel building, like in Soho, like you see all that shit. And like where I'm from, unless you go to like Tyson's Corner, and that's like not even Pentagon. If you go to the Pentagon and still like it's what Nordstrom's, like you're not exposed to like these brands and stuff, so like you really actually had to like it. I really enjoyed sneakers because I used to play basketball. So like,
were you any good?
Yeah, I was actually. I'm good. I'm really good.
You got a jumper?
It's something. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm a left-handy. I'm lefty, so I be
lucky lefty.
So I used to play basketball, and I really love shoes. So obviously with shoes comes like swag, you know. And then I was cheerleader and varsity. I dated the cute quarterback. So I was always like a fly chick. Like everyone knew me to be fly. I always had the kicks. You know, my cousins worked at like Foot Locker. I worked at Finish Line. So I literally just had like everything.
People were calling you for the kicks.
Every time Jordans came, I was like a experienced Jordan release worker. Like I know what goes down with these lines.
This dude had a relationship with Jordan. Pause. Like
For a short period of time.
Yeah.
Dope. So dope. Crazy.
Yeah, well, at that time, I think it was about 7-8 years ago, right?
Yeah.
And I remember going to one store for the first time, and I was going to get the cement grey Jordan 4s.
He's like a connoisseur of Jordans.
I have those.
Yeah, he's a
Oh my God,
connoisseur.
this boy the last boy just bought me those.
No, look, I'm standing in line, and then there's about 100 people in line, and then they came out, 10 people went in, and they said, look, we're sold out.
Yeah.
So that was a horrible experience.
Oh my God.
And then I found out that the breads were coming out, and I asked my sister to go to the Foot Locker in London at that time. She said she walked in, and they were just there on the shelf. She bought me 2 pairs, brought them over. When they released over here, they sold out straight away. So I didn't understand.
Bro, I wasn't
Did
out
that with the 11s as well.
I was in Albuquerque, New Mexico, walking the mall, and I've never been a Jordan head, just because it just hurts my heart to break bread for like shoes like that, because I just be running through them. I don't take care of them. Like that's just shoes just isn't my thing. I mean, I take care of my stuff, but like, you get me. So I was in Albuquerque walking through the mall, and I seen Jordans. I don't even know what number they were. That's how like not serious it is for me, right? And the only reason I bought them was because I could try multiple ones on. And I'm like, that one fits good. All right, let me get them. No line, walking the mall, all that stuff. But that's
now
crazy.
I can't do lotteries. I can't do
all that
none
extra
of
stuff.
I'm not interested.
On some other stuff, my
none of
homie got a raffle ticket to Supreme or whatever this is in the line.
Yeah.
Yo, these raffles. Listen, Supreme, if you're listening right now, you guys are some rude people in them lines, bro. Like, they get so many people that are in them lines, and they're used to it, and they break. All these people are breaking bread, bro.
Yeah.
And they're just like walking through these people like they're not dropping bread in their store, and you got just fans out there, bro, buying stuff. Yeah. Anyways,
luckily my brothers skate for Supreme, so I don't have to buy anything
that's
at
crazy.
Supreme. I literally just walk in, give me that.
But I was down the block, and they kicked me off the block because I was like rolling up, and I'm like, they came at me crazy.
They're serious about their camp out.
It's literally like a cult, isn't it?
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah,
it's definitely a cult.
Why do they fight in the streets? The Bape and the Supreme people.
They fight in the streets.
I've seen that. You seen that video?
Seen that? Nah, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, a couple of blokes fighting in the street. Supreme's better than Bape. No, Bape's better than Supreme.
I ain't
Smash.
Yeah,
That's funny.
that's just. They're taking it too deep.
That's funny.
Too funny.
All right, so in the industry you're in, like, how do you get to the bread? Like, where's the bread at? Where in your industry?
I mean, it is a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's like, you can go, all right, there's 2 ways, you know what I'm saying, to go about it in like the fashion industry. Like, you can do obviously like freelancing, and then
Which is real quick.
Freelancing is when you're just like an independent contractor. So
And
you're
just
like working for yourself, you know, direct to consumer or whatever. Like, if you're a creative director, or like, because in fashion is so many like jobs, you know, you don't necessarily have to be a designer.
Yeah.
You know, like, you can be.
Isn't there, like, especially with Instagram, right? Like, everybody's a photographer.
Everybody's a designer.
Model, everybody's a designer,
yeah.
right? And so you've got so many people out there. Some of them are really talented that are willing to work for a lot less than what some stylists would charge, right? So how do you deal with that challenge? How do you get around that?
With what? Like, finding.
Well, yeah, with finding work, right? Because if people are willing to work for free or willing to work for next to nothing,
oh, well,
and do a good job, how do you compete with that?
Find them. Find me the person that's doing the job for cheap, and then we'll see how we compete, because I can't find them.
Really?
Yeah, I'm finding them.
But
like,
I feel like that makes sense in different fields.
there's a lot of people that are doing cheap work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they're doing cheap work,
right,
and you're paying whatever, but like, finding someone to do good quality work in this industry for cheap is very hard to find.
Really?
Whereas quality work, unless, like, you know, you're in the factories downtown.
Yeah, but a lot of it is high school too. It's like half of it's the work. Like, can you keep up with the pace of everything? And then the other half is like who you know. Right.
Definitely.
Yeah, because like, I don't feel like somebody could be busting ass and it's like they're not gonna get seen, heard, or whatever.
Yeah,
because they don't know
you have
enough people
like Zara who have boats that are literally making the clothes on their way over here. Like, let's say, like, so that's like the one of like the biggest issues that like you know, these up and coming emerging designers are having with like these huge brands, where in what you're saying, where are these people that are doing the quality work for cheap, or like the independent people that like are their own designers? So let's say, I mean, it happened to me with the denim line. Good American basically stole like 3 designs from the line that we're working on, and
you knew that how?
Because we were the only ones that had those designs, the grommets, the lace up, like we started that. And then Good American came and decided to pay. And it's crazy because they even, like, all the girls that had the denim, the lace up, was literally from genuine, like, we knew, or like some of the PR people knew. But like really it was genuinely that we knew the girls. Good American went and got all our influencers and actually paid them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, paid them and was hey, just, you know, we're going to send you this box. And then, like, I had, like, one girl, I'm not going to say her name, but worked for a huge fashion company, like, took our tag off and put Good American on the stuff that we made for her custom. And it's, like, people like that is, like, who you have to watch, because now they're enabling, like, these big companies that, like, are essentially going... They have researchers that are finding these people that are doing stuff for cheap, right? With under 200 to 300 followers, using it on their mood board, and then they make it, and now it's mass produced.
Exactly.
There's no way I can beat a Topshop. No way I can beat a Zara.
I think that's the point you were trying to make.
What's the... Basically, what you're asking me is, like, how are you going to bridge the gap? This is the exact same question that we asked Emma, the girl from Good American, which was... Because I went to, like, this Virgil thing. And they had a women empowerment panel, and it's like, oh, great. You're here. I'm here. Let's have this question, this Q&A. And that was the question that was asked, was, like... what are you going to do to bridge the gap between like emerging designers and a big company like you? And
so what about like Jerry Lorenzo and Daniel Patrick, and like they seem like they've kind of built their brand up.
I have like my own opinion on like that, and that's just like all part of like the Yeezy family. Anyone that's like around Kanye, I don't even like...
You don't include them?
I don't even... It's just like...
Why?
I get it, but I also am like a younger person, so I don't know if you were like... I just got to the streets of California in this like fashion shit. So like I'm running into people I'm on the streets every day.
Right.
You know, so I know who's doing like what, or who's moving out here, who's getting what produced, like whatever, you know, like, so I couldn't say like, oh, I've known Jerry to be doing that, but like he's been doing it for as long as I've known, as like since Kanye gave that cosign. And that's just kind of like for everyone. Like I'm sure that they've all been doing it, but like at the same time, people don't really credit Virgil either, because it's like you're just his homie. But what have you really done? I don't know. I think that's like how a lot of fashion insiders be thinking.
But that goes to what I was saying. Like, it's about who you know.
And
it's about who you know. And if you could put somebody in that position, and why not, and do all that. So would you say right now you're an independent contractor or freelance, or do you work?
Sure.
Okay, so you don't work for a company.
I don't have no agency, none of that shit. Like people generally just hit me up and say, hey, I want to get this made. And it's like, okay, like Lyrical Lemonade, when they needed their kind of stuff, like I had a third party hire me, you know, fire. And they're like, all right, here, like their holiday drop. They literally gave me a picture of what they wanted, and I went and got it made. Like literally, it's like an easy bake oven, but like it doesn't work like that, because it's obviously like steps to it.
Is the industry male dominated or female dominated? As far as with what you do, with what you do.
With what I do, like production management, because that's essentially like what I do, consulting. I don't know, it's both. It goes both ways.
Yeah. So it's balanced out.
It's super balanced. Yeah, it's balanced out. Even though, like, for me, for the most part, I like work with dudes. Yeah, I work with a lot of guys. And I think that also has to do because of, like, my immediate circle is all guys, kind of. So, yeah, it's just, like, word of mouth. Like, really, if you are able to even touch me or, like, locate me, is really because someone internally. You know, like I don't do the whole like DM me for like no.
Yeah,
I don't know because it's just like I've done it before for like just like money, and it's like no, I'm not doing this, because then you find yourself doing projects that you don't believe in.
No, but I feel like when you do that, at that point it becomes work. Yeah. At that point, and I've done the same thing for video when it's just like, okay, I got to go get the check and do all that stuff. But when you're invested into something, and we were talking about this earlier, like I used to, when I first started doing the whole video thing, when you're going into these circles, like I found myself trying to fit in for clients and all this stuff or whatever. But I realized like the more I'm me, the more I can push the narrative forward. Like I'm the vibe, you feel me? And to push that out, and so that all that translates into the whole business of it, you feel me?
Yeah.
So I'm curious actually on that note, what reason other than money do you do this? Do you get any sense of fulfillment? Is there any sense of like,
it's crazy, I don't do this for money. I don't do it at all anymore. Like I don't do it for money. Like it's like, all right, because I was part of a group before I like really just started doing the whole fashion shit like 24/7. I was already doing, even when I was making music, I was still doing it, but it wasn't just like my main focus. I didn't like start to main focus on it till I moved to LA, which is like a year and a half ago. And damn, what the fuck?
I was curious about your reason other than money.
Oh, okay.
For doing
And
this.
okay, so I kind of like was going through a transition, figuring out like, okay, what is my purpose? Is it music or is it fashion? So at the time I was like, all right, I'm going to stop the music.
What came first?
It's crazy. It came at the same time. Like literally music and fashion came at the same time, because when I started my blog, because I started like a blog called Thirsty for Pop. And then I met a homegirl at school in college, and she was like into like fashion and music too. And then like I was like, okay, well I have all these events that I cover, and like I'm also like styling, so like you can just come with me. And she was a writer, so my problem was when I started the blog was that like I was too ratchet. Like, when I'm writing,
the way
on
it translated.
the way it's translating on my on like I'm really talking like I'm texting
right
like
now,
how I'm, you know what I'm saying, like like I'm having a conversation. And at the time I'm way country, because like now that I done lived in New York and stuff, and now I'm in LA, like my accent is not it, but like if I was to go back home, you're gonna like really pick it up. But like it was just a country bumpkin trying to talk about fashion, and it just was not translating like at all. So I kind of had brought her on board to be a writer because she was a journalist. So we started that, and then like when we started doing music, like when she always did music, like her dad was like a producer, like whatever. So then she like one time just like asked me like, hey, would you ever think about doing music? And I'm like, duh, like since I was little, like I've been training like all my life. Like my mom's always had me in like dance classes, modeling classes. Like
you've always been an extrovert.
Always been performing. I've always performed. I'm always on stage. Either I'm doing a dance routine or whatever. When I was in college, I crossed as a dancer for a dance organization, a production organization called Panic 2000. Like, I was always been on stage. So
now, where do you find yourself in the balance of it all? Like, do you treat them equally the same? Are you pursuing one more than the other?
It's funny because it's like a spectrum. Like how I was saying, like when I split from the group in Atlantic, because I was at the time with Atlantic, like we split, and then I was like, man, fuck this shit. Like let me just go to LA and just focus on this. Like, and then I started doing the fashion thing, and I'm just like really focusing on that. Like I realized that's when I was just like, I gotta do music. Like I was actually told that I couldn't do music for 9 months, or I was gonna get equity taken away for the company that I was working with when I first moved to LA, which I know that sounds crazy, but yes, people do.
You were doing music on the low?
No, I couldn't do it. And I didn't want to jeopardize the situation I was in. I was working for like...
Isn't it crazy how people control? The control irks me. And that's the thing
they just hold it over your head to make you feel like they can control
doing what I do now. Like I just have to build my own choices and not have people dangle that shit over me. Like I can't be around any of that. And if
I think that's the post-traumatic stress that I deal with now.
You're talking about being more independent, less dependent on a company or
on anybody else, because I feel like this, like beyond the work part of it, it's like, this is my world. I'm creating it, and in my world, I don't lose, bro.
Yeah,
I win. And so I'm not gonna step into any position that like that's why when I work, I get paid up front. You feel me? I don't wait for the check because it's like if you believe in what I do, you're investing into me. Like I don't want you dangling that check for the work after me. Like I've done that before, and that's not the move at all. Like I hate that shit.
Yeah, because then you just the behavior, the environment, you just don't even.
It's not the vibe.
Yeah, it's not the vibe
at all. All right, so look, let's play a few of these phone calls that came through, and then we'll go through them. We there was like 5 or 6 of them. We only picked 3 of them.
Okay, good.
All right, cool. We didn't go crazy on them. Let me pull it up real quick. All right. Let's see.
Hey, what's up? This message is for my girl, Finessa Williamz. What's up with you? I follow you on Instagram. I've been following you for a little bit. Yo, you need to drop some of this music. You need to drop it. There's a lot of us waiting for that shit, man. I know you got some heat, you know, you cooking with, but you need to go ahead and release that, man. And, yo, whoever don't know Finessa Williamz, y'all gonna get to know her. Yo, you dope as hell, man. You be styling niggas, you be doing your thing. Keep doing your thing, but definitely bring that music out, man. I heard one of your songs, and I definitely want to bump to that some more.
Definitely.
Hey,
so that's straight from somebody that just follows you, and that's tight.
That's dope.
Who's Vanessa Williams?
That's me.
This is Finessa Williams.
We refer to you as Vanessa Williams.
No,
Finesse.
It's finesse. Like she's finessing niggas out.
That's how I know. Like, you know, when people call me Vanessa, people always like, oh, it's Vanessa.
When I met her, and we switched grams on set. I said, "Oh, she finessing out here. That's fire." When you did the play on that, I was like, "That's fire."
Dude, I had Vanessa Williams songs going around in my head.
I'm dying.
What's the connection here?
I want to hear. Well, yeah.
It's Finessa. It's so people, but that's how I know when like people don't know.
Okay,
me,
so what's the difference between
Vanessa.
Finessa and JR?
JR. Okay, so Finessa Williams is really just like my internet like avatar. Like that's just like the internet avatar. Like Jahzeel controls Finessa Williams on Instagram. Finessa Williams Instagram actually like. Jahzeel dresses better than Finessa Williams.
Got you.
For sure. Like the Jahzeel, every day, I dress way better than Finessa Williams. On the gram, Finessa Williams is just like, I know what people are going to be like, oh, that's lit. But like, But Jahzeel is just like, I wish I could be, I eventually will like be that Jahzeel, which is like the Erykah Badu when she's like, you know, everybody gets her weirdness. But before that, I'm just JR. Like right now it's just like Junior. Like people don't really get it. But
so does
like,
Finessa represent a certain side of you then?
Who, Vanessa or Finesse? Because I don't know.
Finessa.
Oh, Finessa. Finessa is, she's just like in the internet. Like that's just
big finessing on the internet.
Yeah,
all right, let's play it.
Okay.
Finesse. So let's go to his question about the music.
Okay. Oh, the music is dropping. All right, so when I decided after the 9 months, I'm not focusing on like just clothes because I felt like I wasn't satisfied like artistically.
Right.
That's when I was like, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna do music again. And that was in May. And the last bank, like the hoorah was basically like, I went to Rolling Loud and I had like 4 clients. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, you know what, after this, I'm not doing this shit no more. Like, if y'all hit me up, it's because I'm coming to the studio. Yeah. Like, y'all my bros. Like, I get it. Y'all been trying to give me a job for forever. Like, that's like the finesse. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I respect them because at the end of the day, it's like, I wasn't just like a girl that they had around. Like, they made sure like, all right, she gonna do something. Like, oh shit, she drippy, huh? Like, pick my outfit out. Done. You know what I'm saying? And like, niggas will buy me bags. Like, Uno, like when dressing, he buy me purses. Like, I'm literally like their sister. You know what I'm saying? Like, they make sure I'm straight. Like, shit.
And I see you moving with a lot of them, and it's dope to see you moving that, like, from the outside looking in. That's fire.
And they introduced me that way too. So
that's
the music, all right,
know.
so boom, the music, actually, there's 2 records right now on SoundCloud, Sick and Stupid Dummy, and my project is done. Like, I have basically like an EP done.
How many songs?
It's 8 records. That like
a minute long or 3-minute songs?
No, they like 3 minute. They like 3 minute songs, like 2.5, 3 minutes longs. And then I was gonna drop it all together. But then we decided we're just gonna do it single by single and see how it goes. But like,
I feel like that's the better route to take because then you're able to just be consistent with the hits, and then once it's all laid out, start rolling out the project, and you just make it, turn it into content. That's how I see
definitely.
it.
And that's literally what I'm gonna do. Is just like each song is just gonna be, and then eventually I'll make it an EP like all together where you can
so
I'll just
you
like
can get
re-drop
a body
it.
of it.
Yeah,
that's fine.
but I have like dope stuff like coming out like is dope.
All right, let's play the next one. Let's play the next one. Here we go.
All right, I got a question for Finessa Williams. Yo, I'm curious when you gonna drop more music when that EP's coming out. Cause them first 2 songs was bangers, so like we're looking forward to seeing more. Second of all, when you gonna drop your dead clothes? You've been giving us promos and pieces and little snippets and shit. I want to see a line. Like I'm trying to cop some shit. Third,
he's smoking. He
got
got
fucking man. What's up? I got a ring for you. I'm not even gonna promote my shit, but I'm out, yo.
Hey, he said, "Yo, you got a man. I got a ring for you. What's up?" Third of all,
dying. Yeah, he left it off with the third of all. Got a man.
Hey, look at this. The thing, right? I'm just happy this hotline thing. Hey, yo, by the way, this is the Talk to Me Nice segment, right?
Talk to me nice.
Yeah, this is that Talk to Me Nice segment brought to you by Cell 2.
Yeah, y'all talking me real nice.
But
Look at this music.
But listen, my niggas is shooting a shot on the voicemail right now. That's crazy.
This is so funny.
Okay, so yeah, he wants to know about the clothes dropping, the music dropping, same thing. So it's kind of like,
all right, so the music is dropping. Like we're getting these videos together.
Yeah.
Like once I get these videos together, like that's when I'm gonna drop the shit. Like the 2 songs is out just because I just wanted to drop some shit. But like the art is now being put together. Like I'm not one of these people that just gonna like put some shit together and do it. Like
I remember hearing her talk. You were talking to somebody at Kappa while we were shooting, and she was like, I heard her talk about the music. She's like, yeah, I ain't even drop my shit. When I roll out, this shit about to be some whole other shit. Like, I'm about to change the shit, going off. And I was like, yo, she really plowing on it.
Yeah, no, like I'm not like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've really been like meditating on this shit. Like, you know, like really, like I guess even praying. It's times where I don't even feel like going out. I just want to like think about how I'm gonna do this shit and how it's gonna be done, because it's gonna be done. Like it just, I don't know, once shit clicks in your head, like it just
and that's kind of what happened here. Like once I got the vision and I understood what it needed to look like, because this is my space, and I said like, no, Tom, like I see it. Yeah, I got it. I know the vision. I know what I got to do. Know what I got to get. Click, click, click. Boom, boom, boom. And then it's once you get the vision, it's gone. It's a wrap. Yeah, that's
like
fire.
it's like you kind of know what you're doing, and I know like with what I'm doing, it's all about like foundation. Mm-hmm. Like for me, like the biggest thing for me is definitely my foundation, because I'm like a true artist. Like for me, I'll do all this shit for free.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? If I didn't have bills to pay on everything I love, I do this shit for free, because one, clothes comes to me for free. I don't ever pay for shit, even the expensive shit. I don't have, like, it just comes to me. Like I don't have to think about, like,
but that goes into you creating your own world, right? Yeah, you created your own world, and it's that's
something about tapping into that faith. You know what I'm saying? Like, and not having no worry about knowing that where you're going. Like, if you tap in and you move that way, nothing is stopping you.
Can you elaborate on that? What do you mean tapping into that faith?
You just gotta tap in. Like, if you ever have like really successful friends, like millionaires, like when I be around like my friends that are like multimillionaires, that are like, or just even I'm going to a meeting with someone, and you just see their demeanor and how they carry themselves, like there's no worries. And I know that they have no worries because obviously they have all the money in the world, but like, just tapping into that. Like the worries is what brings people down. Like once you start worrying, that's like fear, and then once you have fear, you start questioning shit, and then like once you start questioning, you're doubting.
Yeah, but I feel like once you realize, like you realize you can bet on yourself, it's like I'm throwing it all in.
Period.
I'm throwing it all in.
And everyone around you has to bet on you too, the same way, or else it's not gonna work. Like I need people that believe me, not more than what I believe in myself in my circle, because then that way it's like, all right,
it takes a village.
Yeah, definitely. And like I said, I'm an artist. Like I want to be able to just let me go be my artist and do what I do, and you handle my business. And I don't want to be looking over my shoulder. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have to be looking over my shoulder. And that's why, like, for me right now, the most important thing, like, the music is done. Okay. The image is half the battle. I already got that. I'm not even tripping about that. But for me, like, my foundation has to be super tight. tight, because I don't want to have to ever go back and like, all right, damn, I have to fire you because you stealing from me, bro. Like, come on, dog. Like, I'm doing this shit for us. I'm doing it literally because I'm tired of seeing my friends like having to deal with like other artists and shit that are really junkies, you know what I'm saying, that aren't taking their shit serious. A lot of these motherfuckers is junkies, okay, and they don't take the shit serious, and all these people that are doing all this great work for them, you know, just get swept under the rug and nobody gives a fuck, and then like they're so ungrateful about the
but
shit
I feel
without
like the
knowing.
junkiness comes from being an artist. Like that's like the like, oh,
Yeah,
he's an
but,
artist,
like,
he could
you
be
also
junky.
have to
You
know
feel me?
how to-
like,
yeah, but
he
you
can
know-
wild out. That's what he does, because that's
Alright.
getting him popping. Like that's what he does. That's what they do.
And I totally get it. That's a lifestyle. I get it. I have my binge moments. You know what I'm saying? But I also know, like, okay, I'm not gonna take a fucking bar of Xan because I'm coming to this podcast, and I would have came in this bitch Xan'd out. And what is that, part of the lifestyle? No, that shit looks dumb. This shit looks whack. If you see any of these like rappers in like fucking interviews when they're Xan'd out or whatever the fuck, like nigga, like come on, this is the business at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And like when you have someone that's like a PR person, right? And like you go to like a BET event and you have like 50 fucking homies with you, at the end of the day, guess what? You're not going there to have a good time. You're going there for business. You know, so why are you bringing you and the whole block? There's no reason for you to have the whole block. Now you got the PR girl having to show her face.
Drink chaps in here for me.
You know what I'm saying? Like then you have to have you know what I'm saying? Now you have your PR girl like having to show face to the like the people that like the PR that's like working for BET, and it's just like you got the whole block with blunts and this and that, and it's just like liability. Now you look like now you're a liability. You know what I'm saying? So I'm doing really this for my people at this point. Like I really don't give a fuck. Everybody that knows me knows I don't give a fuck. But it's just like,
but you know how to move. You don't give a fuck, but you know how to move.
And literally, I'm just sick and tired of all my friends like being in these positions where they're just like, damn, like they'll look at me like, damn, like, bitch, if you just did the 5, 6, 7, 8, we wouldn't be dealing with these people. Like we'd just be working for you, and then we wouldn't be feeling like we're working for you because it's you.
They be pressing you to drop so they can get out the hood.
Do you understand?
Come on, let's go.
Like it's gotten to the point that like my friends, like they just be like, I gotta do it. I gotta do it because I feel like.
So you got a solid
they're
team?
all looking at me.
You got a solid team around you?
Yeah, for sure. Like I feel like everyone's looking at me like they're not going crazy because they see that I'm not going crazy. So like as long as I stay afloat and I'm not going crazy, like everyone don't feel like they're going crazy. You know,
how did you manage? Because you know you hear some artists talk about like the group of people that they're with now. Is not the group of people that they started off with, because not everybody could make the journey. How did you go about figuring out who was going to make
honestly
the journey
God did it, because it literally took 1 year for God to like literally my best friend in music fought her, my best friend in fashion, I fought her, and that was in 1 year. You know what I'm saying? Like so it was a God was like a you think you know, but you have no idea. Like you don't need none of these bitches. Do this shit yourself.
And it be the ones closest to
you. And
you.
it was the closest ones to me. And you know what's crazy? I look at it, it's like, damn, you know what? It was literally God saving me from making money with these bitches, because it wasn't like I didn't need to do it. These were the bitches I was not supposed to be splitting bread with, because I know they would have ended up snaking me over some bread that I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that shit that I don't care, because I can't measure, like, my relationships is not off bread. Like, it's really, like, I fuck with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. It's not about how much money you got or how much money I got.
If you
or,
got
like,
the vibe, you got the
it's
vibe.
like,
That's
it. Like, it all depends on, like, what I get from you. Like, I have crackhead friends. You know what I'm saying? I have friends that are legit crackheads. But... you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all don't know what I get from being with them. Not that I'm doing crack and shit, but crackheads be some of the realest motherfuckers.
No,
you know what I'm saying? Like, and I be
honestly,
getting jewels from them niggas.
I got homies.
Like,
I got homies that are real Crips, right? And the only reason I chill with him, the only reason I talk to him, is because like he's aggressive, and that shit rubs off. I like that shit. Like, if it's something, I find something in everybody, and I try to find like different. From me, you feel me? Because I adapt to things and I pull things in, and I have a homie that's real great. Like, my nigga Dev, and he comes, talks that talk, puts pressure on everybody, and I'm like, yo,
like that's how you need to move. Like that's you don't know what you take from people, you know. So like, I don't judge like people. Like I have friends that just do everything, and it is what it is. Like I really just generally fuck with people, and that's it. Like,
that's it. All right, let's play the last call, and then we'll see what happens.
Yo, what's up? I got a question for Finessa Williamz. Alright, well, this isn't really a question, this is more of like a request. So, I need you to DM me your addy, or whatever the fuck, so I can send you them Gucci knee pads, cause it is.
Oh my God, no.
But,
We have
Listen.
What's good between you and Austin Aura? Cause I see homie freaking while he be making music, clothes, art.
Oh my God, can we cut this? Cut it.
Yeah. All right.
I have a stalker.
Is this him?
Yeah. It had to be him because he just said the name of the person that literally has been like catfishing me, stalking me for like 3 to 4 years. I'm like, we're now getting serious. I don't know if you guys seen it in my face, but
Yeah.
like this guy has literally.
Okay, so how did it happen? How did it start?
Just from doing music. Like
No,
I would
like,
have
not
shows.
like it just started DMing you. He just showing up, or like.
Well, it started from going to shows. He's obviously like a fan, just coming to shows and shit. And then like I don't know, it just started. Then just like some random account had hit me up on like Instagram, like this girl, like, hey, do you know? Is this your Twitter? And I'm like, no, like what the fuck? So I like look at the Twitter, and it's literally like someone. Excuse me, faking that they're me and having this conversation with this guy. I'm not even gonna say his name.
You know his name? Do you actually know him?
No,
you know who it is?
No. Like I know who it is, but like I don't know this guy.
Him.
Like he comes to like the pop, like if I'm doing pop-ups and stuff like that, like he'll come, like he brings stuff to. Listen, he just called in.
That's crazy.
Whoever this person is, like, come on, like.
Hey, listen, bro.
And what's crazy, like y'all niggas, oh my God, this shit is really crazy. Like, it's really crazy. Like when I go to New York, I don't post. All right, when I'm in New York, I can't post immediately.
Yeah. Because, you gotta pause. But I feel like that's with everyone now. You can't post that stuff. But
yeah, and I get that, but like it's me.
That's different.
I shouldn't have to be dealing with that shit.
But how do you deal with it?
I try to block it, but like I literally block pages every fucking day. Every day I block pages. Like he, like I said, he does like conversations with himself. He makes pages of me as if I'm me in a conversation with him. Like people in New York think that we did because he's like going around. Like if you look at his Instagram, every single other picture is me. He thinks that like I'm doing like it's just like I literally block this every fucking day. He even reaches out to the guys that he knows I date. Like you know what I'm saying? Like and ask like.
Oh, we got receipts. Hold on.
Like, if he's not even gonna claim you, if they don't claim you, I need to.
You got AirPlay. You can project that.
No, like is okay. So it's crazy because this is the first time I opened up about it. Like my internal guy friends all know. One of my friends actually pressed them before at a pop up because I just was scared, and I knew. I'm like, bro, like, what is he gonna do? Just stare at me? Like, what? Like, why do you keep doing this?
At
like,
what point do you separate the fan from the stalker? Like, people just coming up to you, like, you get me?
Okay, so this is when I knew.
This is kind of extreme, but I'm saying, where's that fine line at for you?
When he posts pictures of like his drawings of me, like he draws me.
Yeah.
Like.
Some people do it
he has a
shrine. Fan art. You can't be a fan. Yeah.
The
drawing ain't weird. The drawing ain't weird. The catfish, that's a little weird.
The drawing's weird, but like he'll have drawings of him like kissing my feet. Like it's a drawing of him like kissing my feet.
Yeah,
like
can you send me that?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
We'll post it.
No, I don't want to do that because I don't even want to advertise him. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to advertise him.
I just want to see the foot.
He could be the Nest Basquiat.
You get me? That's crazy. Okay, so have we not pressed charges on dude? Or you don't fuck you don't fuck with 12?
So my homegirl definitely don't. But my homegirl Slick, she's damn, I should probably do this off air, but Slick is one of the hosts at Catfish. So we're kind of like putting it together right now. Well, I'm trying to put it together because this has really been going on like 4 years.
That's
and like
crazy.
he confesses his love where he's like, I've been faithful to you.
So he's not even trying to hide about it. He's not hiding about it. He's real open like, yo, baby girl.
He's all the way open. Let me see if I can unblock.
Okay, but see,
so you can see
this goes
what's
back
really
to
going on.
This goes back to the early in the beginning when it's just like about being over. How long does it take? Maybe he's just seeing it's taking a little more than he needs to.
No.
You get what I'm saying? Like, he just keeps
this.
swinging the bat.
No, I don't know.
Like
he's committed.
Yeah, he's very committed. Like when I tell you the clothes, he makes clothes of me.
4 years is weird.
He makes clothes for me.
For somebody to be that.
He says he's loyal. He's faithful to me. Like I said, he makes Instagram pages. He makes Twitter pages of me.
He ever send you things? Like actually send you something? Like in the mail?
No, I got some stuff at a pop-up. He came with like this big duffel bag, and like my friend that I told you, like, because I told him, I was like, yo, I just have this really strange feeling, like I feel like this guy's gonna just pop up, because he literally, like, when he sees me post stuff on New York, he's like doing everything he can to get in the city, like, oh my god, I'm 15 minutes away from there, like I'm coming right now, like, dude,
that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like
that's OD. Yeah,
that's why I personally I can't be in New York like that. Like if I'm going to be in New York, I'm going to be with somebody.
Okay, but okay. So let me ask you this: so if there's one of him, right? I believe there's a community of him, right? So you blowing up, right? You blowing up, right? Like this.
I'm gonna have security.
Yeah.
I already do kind of have security. Like my niggas around me are security. Like I'm the girl in the group, and I kick shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like. It's no,
and
it's
you really
none of
get
that.
it popping. That's fine.
Like it's none of that. Like none of the guys. Like if I tell one of the guys I'm with, like, yo, bomb, this is what's going on. They like,
they on that shit heavy.
They're
that's
on
tight.
it.
That's tight to be able to move like that and be comfortable.
Yeah, we gotta be militant.
We gotta be militant out here. Quiet storm.
Yeah.
Quiet storm. These niggas. All right. Before we head out, dear internet, what do we want to say to everybody out there watching?
Love yourself, everyone. Please love yourself. That's the key to success. To love yourself and be comfortable with yourself, because I feel like if everybody loved themselves and were comfortable with themselves, we would be in a much peaceful world. I think everyone would just get along.
Thank you. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, it's the LIQ Podcast. We out this bitch.
See ya.
All right. Thank you.
Shh.